People seem to be a wee bit surprised that we now hear that there's an organisation out there called the IRA, that it is a number of people coming together. Let me tell you who they are, because I've even got a document here that names some of the individuals. They are your community workers, your peace builders, the people who is getting paid by European funders and by OFM, DFM to organise different events within housing estates, within the communities, and they're allowed to walk around the countryside. They're getting paid to drive around the countryside to build this organisation up that will kill Protestant, Catholic and dissenter. That is exactly who they are. They are not faceless people. I am telling you now that the people behind this are getting paid by European money. They are so-called community workers who are getting resourced, officially resourced. They don't need to do robberies. They don't need to go out and do things anymore because our government is paying them. Sinn Fein have been done 3 times now for discrimination while in government. How many more times do they need to be done before somebody says, hold on a minute here, these people aren't legit? Let's take a look at who's working for these people. Let's take a look at who these community workers are and who these peace builders are. And the police know it. And so does MI5. I honestly do not know if the DUP and our politicians have caught on yet. I honestly don't know. But I'm telling you now, they are the IRA. They were always the IRA. And they will be the IRA. If you think they haven't got the ability, you're a fool. And the sickening part about this is we are actually standing back and allowing them to be financed by the European government and our own government. When I say our own, I'm talking about Stormont, but obviously that money comes from the UK. So the British taxpayer are now funding the IRA to reorganise themselves. They have said one final push is all they need. That final push will mean your blood and my blood. And maybe not to the extent, and certainly not for as long as what it did go on, the last period of the Troubles. But these people are there, are working, and are getting paid to do it by the European funding bodies and by the British taxpayer. The IRA never went away. They're back in a different form, different shape, and a different attitude. Only there's no robberies and things going on. They don't need to do them any longer. Europe is supplying the money along with OFM, DFM. Waking up, folks. I'll read you out a statement here by the First Minister and the Deputy First Minister in January 2012. I'll just read you a wee bit of it because the rest of it's a load of waffle. The First Minister: we must encourage everyone to speak up and speak out against any forms of hatred or discrimination. Remember, that's the First Minister. Here's the Deputy First Minister: speaking out when you see injustice or intolerance can be a difficult thing to do. I hope the theme chosen for this year's commemoration can inspire people, especially young people, to understand that they can make a difference. And even one person can make a difference. Now, wait for this. So again, I urge all to speak up and speak out against all forms of hatred or discrimination. Now that's their statement. We've been told by CRC and indeed other funders that my website is political. And even though I fund it myself, I run it by myself, the group has been told to disassociate themselves from it. But here's the Relatives for Justice. It's just one group which gets hundreds of thousands of pounds. Hundreds of thousands. Now, there's their sponsor. And there's the other sponsor. These are the people that are saying that FAIR has to disassociate themselves with my website. Why? Because we're saying I'm illegal? No. Because there's something wrong on it? No. Because we mislead people? No. Because we tell the truth. That's why. This is from CRC as far back as 2009, where they had been contacted by the DUP about things that we had said in the paper. They investigated us back in 2009 and they found it was paid for by ourselves, out of our own pockets, by the Miss Lehmans of this world who lost her husband in the Kingsmill massacre. That's who paid for it. Here's another document. But basically it was us being pulled again and told we can't say this and we can't say that. And whenever we challenged them what was wrong with what we were saying, they actually said, well, it's because the DUP has been ringing us. Members of the DUP have been ringing us. It is nothing but a witch hunt. Organisations that do the like of this here, that run events where they have children running around dressed as IRA men, had an investigation that lasted 1 hour, and they're now being funded again. Matter of fact, the fund was never stopped. So you tell me who the fat cats are. Where the DUP actually talked about the fat cats within the victim sector and about people making political statements and advertisements in papers. Basically who they were talking about was us. Well, let me tell you this. From this whole thing has started, there is politicians, never mind politicians, there has been advisors who have received over £200,000 in wages. The people like myself who haven't seen, we're not in it for money, so it makes no difference, but that's beside the point. They have starved the victims in South Armagh to try and silence us. They're now trying to silence my website, where they're saying it has to be closed down or the victims have to disassociate themselves from it.